Hey, it's your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today, focusing in on a covert and overt narcissistic manipulation tactic, and that is of sabotage. The narcissist, because of their lack of empathy, because of their lack of ability to be supportive, really, and acknowledge your feelings, needs, wishes, desires, and interests, they will very actively work to counteract any sort of growth, progress, development that you experience on your end. And this is what is known as sabotage. And sabotage comes from the French root sabat, which means to muddle. And it really comes from an original military term. So and it's also meant to botch. So sabat, which means to botch, so to botch up. So if you've ever botched up a recipe, if you've ever botched up a document, if you've ever botched up, or mangled something up. In other words, it's all messed up. It's all bad. It's all confused. It doesn't make sense. It's basically ruined. This is really what the narcissist seeks to create, really that sabotage where they try to stump you, essentially try to sabotage you. And cruelly enough, though, the sabotage oftentimes takes great pride and really sort of accomplishment if they can thwart you. THWART, which means kind of hold you back or keep you from progressing, keeping you from seeing the light, so to speak, keeping you from understanding their deleterious effect, keeping you from seeing their manipulation tactics. So, they will really work to sabotage you. And I think of it like this. Have you ever seen a ball that seemingly harmless, but if you step on it, you can go sliding and basically fall and, who knows, injure your knee, your hip, throw your shoulder out. The narcissist tends to kind of set a little bit of a almost like a what is it, a mine? What is it called when there's like a minefield? The narcissist can tend to set a lot of traps, interpersonal traps that you are to fall into, to sabotage you, derail you, get you from being out of touch with your own perception and understanding of reality. So that sort of denial, that sort of brainwashing, that sort of gaslighting that they strive to keep you engulfed in. They really work to do that because it serves them in a number of ways. One, it preserves their position of power. So if they're able to defunk you, if they're able to louse you up, mess you up, they're able to stay up here for some reason. So if you're struggling, if you're suffering, if you're hurting emotionally, they have more or less conquered you in their mind. So why someone would experience delight from this, I have no clue. I personally am an extremely nonviolent person. I have a passion to protect people, especially from preventable situations such as child abuse, such as spouse abuse, such as domestic abuse. All these sort of things, create so many issues and pain in people's lives, and they really should be controlled for. I mean, I really feel like it's no excuse. I really feel, that there's never, a good reason to exhibit violence against a family member. I mean, I've seen way too many negative repercussions from people that have money, intelligence, jobs, etc. It's no excuse for the sort of lambasting and sabotage that they incur really in their own family members. And it's really quite pathological. So, this sabotage can be in the form of emotional traps, the gaslighting, brainwashing, when they're causing you to doubt your reality, doubt your truth, doubt your your own values, doubt your perceptions, criticize you for having basic human emotions, not letting you communicate, keeping you thwarted, keeping you constricted. And, realize that the goal of life is to be expansive. So to be expansive means to develop, to grow, to spread out, to, add on. So, the whole goal of life, if you look at like a big, strong tree that's been alive for 250 years, it's big, it's strong, it's growing taller, its branches are becoming more resilient. And really, that's the goal of your human personality also, to grow and expand and enlarge and enrich yourself. So as you're growing out, and expanding in life, you're also deepening your emotions and your security and your rootedness and your groundedness. So that's the whole goal of life. That's the purpose of life. And how you express your purpose can be in multifaceted ways. In the different branches of your life are, essentially your different interests, your passions, your occupation, your family. And so really that is the focus. And a lot of people who have been abused by a narcissist have completely been thwarted. Again, thwarted which means hindered or held back, stunted or stifled in these ways from really being in touch with that life source. So I really encourage you to use your metacognition, use your knowledge, and realize, that even though this person who you've idealized, you've held in this, very positive light, be it a family member, be it a spouse, be it all the desire, that you've had to have a wonderful relationship with this person, all that kind of inner, faith and loyalty and belief and contribution that you've provided them. Realize that this can also be a projection from a codependent self where, one is so good-natured, so kind-natured, so loving, so giving that they're apt to forgive and overlook the flaws of others, even in the face of danger, even in the face of abuse. They're apt to really see beyond and almost project their codependent, good, positive, generous nature onto others. What it really does then is it causes an inability to see the detriment, to see the hurt, to see the neglect that is taking place. And so people often do that as a way, again, to protect oneself from, the harm and the hurt, an acknowledgement that this person is really sabotaging me. Where's our minefield? We don't, when you step on that ball and you go sliding, it's like you don't realize that they're putting these balls out there that you could potentially slide on, and then you become very adept at like avoiding the minefield and making excuses for them, enabling them, taking care of them, so that you don't have to face the pain that this person is not good for you. So that tends to be perpetuated, especially in a covert narcissist relationship. That tends to be really prolonged because it's so hidden from view. It's so concealed. So, realize that if this is in fact the case, the best thing you can do is empower and own your truth, own the reality. And, even as if it's difficult in the beginning, to acknowledge that, to own that, realize that it is what it is. Perhaps, and now you've idealized this person. Now it's time to realize them, which means see them through reality, and now self-realize, which means realize yourself, self-actualize, develop yourself, and get in touch with your own personal power, your own personal empowerment. And there's also, once you really make this commitment to yourself, and you really work the tools that we've described here in terms of the recovery journal, the recovery date, the recovery gift, and seeking to expand in your individuation through identification with other groups, you really do learn to reconnect with yourself and then deepen those roots, like we're saying with that big tree that's 250 years old, that's 3.5, 4 feet around, that as one of the tallest trees in the forest, you begin to reconnect with your source and become aligned, and your roots become stronger, you grow taller, your self-esteem becomes more activated, and you get to have that really healed experience in life. So be careful, and really own up to, a clear vision, and protect yourself from being sabotaged. Peace and harmony with you here today. I hope these videos do help. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support.